Hey everyone, Mike here, and today I want to talk about a very serious topic. It's something that affects my life drastically and has completely changed who I am, both mentally and physically, and it's chronic pain. So as many of you may or may not know, about 2 years ago I suffered some major trauma to my spine from what they perceived to be some sort of infection. It took many months for a doctor to figure out what was going on, and that trauma triggered a lot of horrible sensations in my upper back that continue today. I have pain every single day. I live with pain every day. It's never going away, and I must accept that and move on. But I want to talk about the pain, how it actually occurs, and what I perceive it as. A lot of people seem to think I had an injury and now I'm healed, but it's simply not the case. I'm not healed at all. As a matter of fact, I'm just coping with what is now a lifelong problem. So my pain is in my upper spine. It's right below my jaw in the back of my head, down to right under my sternum. It's a burning and pressure sensation. I have it all the time. It never goes away. It's never relieved. There's not many things I can do to even remotely relieve it. The thing about the pain is there's no injury there. There's no damage. 1.5 million tests have been done, and we can't find anything wrong. So the question lies, why am I in pain all the time? And this is where chronic pain comes in, and a lot of people don't understand this. There's a huge difference between having arthritis and your arm hurts or tearing a meniscus and your knee hurts all the time, because there's injuries there that correlate with the pain. However, in my case, there's no injury left, there's nothing there, and I'm in pain all the time. That is what chronic pain is. I want to talk a little bit about why it occurs and how you deal with it. So I have something called central sensitivity disorder, or syndrome really, and this is an occurrence where the central nervous system amplifies signals that are sent through it. And this can include many sensations, my feeling or my sensitivity to light, or my sensitivity to temperatures, and especially my sensitivity to pain. And I've always had a high pain tolerance, as many people heard in the past. I used to be a chef. I've cut myself, I've been burnt, I've had hot grease in my face and my eyeballs even. I've had a lot of injuries over the years, and I really have a high pain tolerance. However, anymore I don't. I can almost tolerate no pain. The smallest things just send like shrieks through my body. The act of touching relatively hot water just makes me cringe. And the reason for that is my body now amplifies pain signals to much greater strengths than they used to be amplified, and this is caused by central sensitivity. This is often caused in individuals who are abused as children. And I suffered childhood abuse, and I had a lot of issues as a kid, and it alters your nervous system in a way that it's susceptible to this. Whatever trauma that ensued through this infection in my upper spine caused this effect to re-trigger. When I was abused as a kid, my nervous system was altered, and to some extent it was on high alert. It kind of calmed down over the years, but this trauma of sorts re-triggered it, and so now my body's back to that form where it's in high alert. And this causes a lot of different symptoms. I actually sweat a lot, I have dry mouth a lot, I can be shaky at times, I'm real jumpy sometimes, I have trouble sleeping. Now these are really effects of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is what is known as the fight or flight nervous system, and mine is overly activated. The good news is with some therapy and help and conditioning, you can learn to control it to some extent, but you're never going to control it fully. That doesn't change the fact that my nervous system on a whole amplifies these signals. So what I'm really perceiving as pain is a false alarm. My body is sending a pain signal because it thinks something may be wrong there still. However, nothing is wrong. And in the chronic pain program, which is a rehab program I went through at the Cleveland Clinic, they describe this as much like a fire alarm. When a fire goes off, the fire alarm starts ringing, right? In this case, you have an injury and the pain comes on. However, the fire goes out, but the alarm keeps ringing and it's not shutting off, and it's there all the time, and you can't get it to stop. And that's what chronic pain is. It's a false alarm. And the problem I was having when this originally happened is I couldn't accept that it was a false alarm. It took me many, many months and lots of rehab and lots of therapy to accept that I would be in pain the rest of my life, even though nothing was wrong with my spine. And that's a hard reality to come to. It's very difficult for me. And at first I did very bad. I was mentally just beat down. I wasn't sleeping. I ended up in the psychiatric unit for 5 days because I was going to kill myself. I planned my own death and wrote suicide notes and everything. I was ready to go. I did not want to live like this the rest of my life. I was that miserable. Not only that, I put on a ton of weight, I was on all kinds of medication, and I just seemingly had no urge to be alive ever again. And luckily, a few doctors and some very supportive family and friends helped me get through this situation. And what they made me realize was I could do well, and I could get my life back, and I could thrive even though I had a very, very tiring condition. Every day I go through bouts and bouts of pain while I'm doing everything. I'm recording this video right now and my spine hurts. Yet I'm able to record because I've taught myself, with the help of others, to think past the pain, to work through the pain, to do things even though I don't want to do them because of the pain, to live my life and have meaning even though I have pain every single day. And it's a very difficult thing to do. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised I'm even doing so well at it. When I first went into rehab, I was very open to the idea because I had already given up on my life, right? I had nothing to lose. So I was very open, and I think that helped me a lot to accept the reality and move forward. But I didn't think it would work as well as it has. And it really has worked well. I am now unmedicated. I take no medications. I work out every single day. I eat healthy. I average walk between 8 and 11 miles per day. And I drink only water. I intake little to no caffeine and no added sugar. Every single day, I am very disciplined and I follow a strict routine. I go to bed at the same time and I wake up at the same time. And the reason I do all that stuff is not only to be healthy because I want to change my life for the better, but because when I live in a structured environment, I'm able to structure around my pain and live through it without noticing it nearly as much. And for instance, when I do things that are off the cuff, I went skiing a couple weeks ago. I felt it for days and days. I was in miserable pain. But I was so happy I did it because I enjoyed it so much. I had such a great time skiing. And those are the things that people with chronic pain may be afraid to do. They may be afraid to go out and risk being in pain for days. And a lot of times they're worried they may relapse back into their old habits. And it's understandable. I understand why people are afraid of that. But it's the only way to get past chronic pain. And once you've accepted that and you learn that it's just pain and that you can work through it, that's how you move forward with life. And that's what I live with every single day. And I really wanted to make this video just to be transparent, but to explain what I go through. This is only one of many health problems I now have because of this situation. But I'm able to live through it even though it's one of the most difficult situations I've ever faced in my entire life. And every person I ever meet with true chronic pain I feel for on such a deep level because it can really ruin your life. It is truly life altering. And I challenge you, if you're a family member of someone who has chronic pain and you often look at them and go, nothing looks like it's wrong with you, think again, because there is something wrong. I look seemingly fine in this video. I look seemingly fine every day when I go to school. I look seemingly fine at work. However, I'm not. There is something very wrong. And I have bad days and good days. I have days where I don't want to do anything and I'm hurting really bad. The thing is that people around me have learned how to help me cope with it and support me. So if you have a loved one who's dealing with tough things like this, please be there to support them. Don't be on their ass. Don't question them. Don't give them a hard time. Instead, support them. Try and get them to do things with you. Try to help distract them from the pain or, the stress they're going through in their life. This could involve many things: depression, chronic pain, cancer, other illnesses. Distraction is a very helpful tool, and it's the one that has probably saved my life the most. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I thought it would be an interesting video. I hope that it gives you a better understanding of what I go through every single day. And it's not as simple as people think. And while I'm alive and I'm doing well today, I may not be doing well in a month. And the thing is, I have to come back to my base. I have to kind of take everything in as a whole, go back to my good habits, and get my life back. And that's what I'm working on doing now, and I hope it continues. And I hope I'm able to thrive throughout my life because of this. But who knows? Anything can happen. That's what happened to me. 2 years ago, I was seemingly fine, and I woke up, and then I wasn't. So enjoy your life. Do the things you want to do. Take the risks. And most importantly, be understanding of other situations, because not everything that is wrong is visible.